Hey folks, MasakoX here. A slight time delay. That's all that happened to change the entire Dragon Ball timeline here. Had Goku's pod landed somewhere else on Earth, his life would have been completely different. For this example, gone were the days of him living it rough with Grandpa Gohan in the countryside around Mount Paozu, and instead, something else. The urban sprawl of West City was Goku's domain. Him now being called Boxer, to reflect more his new surroundings and family. He had been taken in by the Briefs residents, since his pod had landed in their compound and headquarters. Bulma had gained a younger brother, and in turn, the Saiyan had a loving family and had grown rather proficient when it came to engineering, as well as gaining a more traditionally intelligent outlook on things. Granted, he wasn't as strong as his original counterpart, but he was far more strategic for certain situations, to which I know a lot of you out there were rather partial for last time. Let's recap what happened then, to have endeared Boxer to your hearts. In said part, Zarbon and Dodoria were busy handling the likes of Boxer and Vegeta, and thanks to all the gains from recent events and training, Boxer was able to get the upper hand on them both, and also sparing them in the process. Despite the prince railing against this hard, Boxer had proven to him that if they wasted them right here and now, Freeza would have come for them immediately and promptly stomped them into the dirt. Both of these lackeys would be more useful alive. And they were. Thanks to the trusty good cop, bad cop dynamic, Goku and Vegeta had managed to wear the pair of them down, Zarbon and Dodoria. In the end, Boxer laid down the ground rules to ensure their survival. If they played by said rules, they would be protected by the Dragon Team, but they would be without their precious scouters. However, an even more interesting revelation was taking place elsewhere. Gearbol, the son of Jiro, had arrived on a distant world and had found a similar mustachioed scientist. Dr. Mew would see him now. But first, we must go back to Namek to find out the aftermath of this agreement between Zarbon and Dodoria, as well as the Saiyans. As you could probably suspect, things on Namek had gotten rather weird. On one hand, due to there being more people present on the green planet, and them working together, rather cohesively I shall say, it seems like everything was starting to become a little bit smoother for them. But, on the other hand, the shadow of Freeza was still looming over our heroes, and if he wanted to at any moment, he could just swoop in and waste them all without so much as a bye or leave. Boxer, his family, and his more or less unwilling allies had found out the hard way that there are things they cannot avoid, as they had found a destroyed Namekian village. It had been utterly wasted by the Freeza force. As Boxer surveyed the situation, he talked about this scene with his team. Zarbon was in a rather sarcastic mood throughout all of this, everyone else feeling rather bleak. Sure, he was working with them, but he wasn't going to be playing nice all the time. I wonder what you're going to do now. Get your revenge? It's not as simple as that. Freeza already has the Dragon Ball that was once here. There is no way you're going to get it without a direct confrontation. And let's say that I wish you good luck with that. Boxer looked at him with resentment. He could do with less of that sarcasm, thank you so very much indeedy. Having said that though, Zarbon wasn't entirely wrong. Both the patrollers and Vegeta indeed knew that Frieza's ex-right-hand alien wasn't joking. Even if they all teamed up together and mounted a charge toward Freeza right now, they would still not be enough to overwhelm the Space Emperor, even when they had considered that one of the Namekian warriors, who happened to be called Nail, had talked about unlocking all of their full potential. For now it seemed, it was like they were stuck. There seemed to be no feasible plan in which to overpower Freeza in a manner that would secure victory without colossal collateral damage in return, or securing the safety of the planet for the future. Boxer was even considering sending Chi-Chi, Lon Jon and his sisters home, away from the planet, since there wasn't much that they could do directly right now. But they protested this dismissal. We've already done so much here to help. To run away now will do you no good. Zarbon grinned when he saw them frantically discussing their new plan. They were running around like headless chickens. The attendant chose now to demonstrate his usefulness, amidst their jabbering. You know, there is an easier way of going about things. The muttering stopped. Boxer spoke. Oh yeah? What's that then? I can simply return to Freeza's ship on the pretense of filing a report for him as to the planet's condition and welfare, and subsequently just take the Dragon Ball. He would never see that coming, and neither would anybody challenge me given my placement in Freeza's organization. They don't know I've defected. Boxer nodded, having processed his plan. But the prince was not having any of this.
No way! There is no way that we're going to be trusting you! Don't tell me, Kakarot, that you're even considering this!
He was right. For now it seemed that neither Zarbon nor Dodoria were trustworthy enough to allow them to run freely. Despite the plan being a good one, and a simple one to boot. It was simply too risky though. Zarbon had demonstrated up to this point that he was rather belligerent and galling. Who's to say that he just wouldn't turn their backs on them? Boxer was sure that they would try to end up on the winning side, whichever side that would be. If they saw things turning back in Frieza's favour, they would flip at once, leaving the Dragon team with no leg to stand on. Sadly, Vegeta was right on this occasion. The risk was simply too vast at this time. So for now, Boxer declined Zarbon's proposal. They chose to go with the original plan to enhance their potential. Granted, he didn't want to leave the Dragon Balls that they had managed to collect already under the protection of anyone else, but Krillin, Mark, Jaco and Long John said that they could all benefit from some additional potential being unlocked, as Nail had framed it, so they were taken to Guru. Boxer for sure wanted to try that out for himself, though he made sure to send the others first without Vegeta's knowledge. Without him realizing, Piano decided to join in on the ride as well.
I would not get your hopes high, Nail said to Piano. From what I can sense, your potential is limited. It feels like your purpose has already been served. There's little for you now.
For now we are on the same side, so less of that pessimism, snarled Piano. Besides, aren't you not supposed to be willing to take any help that you can get?
The pterodactyl Namekian was visibly irritated. But Nail did not answer, and together with Dende, they brought the group before Guru. Guru took some time with his usual introductions. Starting with Krillin, one by one, he then started to unlock the potential of the fighters. Jaco flexed, shocked by this new power. He was gladly going to take any gain in the power department that he could get, with none of the work.
I don't know about this, boss. This feels weird.
Mark was confused with this gain. It didn't feel right to him since it was gains he got from doing nothing. But in the end, it was better than nothing, he reckoned. He didn't feel worse for it, that's something. Piano looked to Guru, awaiting for something, but the larger-than-life leader did not speak to him.
What about me?
Guru waited a deliberately long time before finally answering this question.
What about you?
This infuriated Piano, who simply stormed off without another word. He stomped out of Guru's house, almost entirely red-faced, screaming, growling loudly. Krillin ran off after him in order to calm him down, but it seemed like he won't be able to do so right away. Piano was simply inconsolable, and more isolated than ever. Meanwhile, in the main camp, Bulma was urging Boxer to go for that thing as well, that the rest had just gone for.
You should go. It might make you stronger. I know, but I just can't leave Vegeta, Zarbon, and Dodoria alone for that long. We don't want any of them to cause trouble. I promised to take care of this situation, Bulma, and I gotta stick with that, no matter how tempting the prospect of getting stronger would be.
Bulma rolled her eyes.
We can handle short stuff, and those two no problem. Have some faith in us, Boxer.
Boxer was not fully convinced, but decided to trust his sisters and wife. So he used the opportunity to join the others. He knew that they would do him proud. He could trust them. But there was also a little bit of disappointment in store for all, and a shocking statement by Guru, which really surprised Nail.
Oh, young Earthling, I'm afraid that your potential awakened thus far is beyond what I could offer you.
Boxer started to think about that remark, and felt that this might be a fair point. It's not like he had never had a boost before. First, there had been the Ultra Divine Water, then his training with King Kai. It seems that this thing that Guru could grant people wasn't just a simple boost in power, rather more like a shortcut through some of the things that he'd already been through. Well, okay, that's fair enough. At least the others had some time to shine. It had been a waste of time though to come here, but it was good to know that his power was the best that it could be right now. He hadn't been slacking. And on the way back to base to check on the Saiyans, Boxer saw Piano all distressed and alone, taking his frustration out on a nearby tree.
Hey, Why are you beating up that tree? He shouted down.
Shut up! Shut up! Here to make fun of me like the rest, are you? Rub your victory in my face! Not even these slugs will give me the time of day!
Oh, well, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't get my potential unlocked either. Not possible.
You didn't?
Seems like it's not for everyone. He shrugged. Why are you bothered, though? What do you hope to gain?
Boxer flew down and sat beside him being the Krillin in this conversation.
Come on, we travel together, and this is a very dire situation. I know you hate my guts, but you seem to be awfully determined.
It's because I wanted to beat you, to avenge my father, to finish what he started. Boxer thought about this for a while.
You know what? I think you could do better.
Stop mocking me! Piano started to get even angrier.
No, I'm serious. Now that you know that you're a Namekian, you finally have a sense of belonging. You know that you, Piccolo and Kami, are not alone. You have each other.
I don't need to prove anything to those fools.
Yeah, that's true, but you have something to prove to yourself.
Why, you?
That you belong. See you around, Piano.
And Boxer simply got up and left a stunned Piano in order to return to base, where he returned to a bit of distressing news. Zarbon's and Dodoria's scouters had come to life and were being pinged by Freeza himself. It was showing them that Freeza was aware that they had been gone for quite a long time and had begun to request their return to base. Zarbon smirked.
You're running out of time, Saiyan. If we don't respond to these hails soon, Lord Freeza may get angry and scorch the planet. All because you didn't listen to my rather wise advice.
Boxer knew he wasn't joking. It was either Zarbon's plan or no plan, seemingly. So, with great regret, he decided to take the risk and handed one of the scouters to the alien. Zarbon placed the device on his head and bowed in appreciation.
Remember, I'm watching you.
Zarbon tapped the send button.
Ah, my lord. We're sorry that we could not respond. There was some interference with our signal. Yes, we have managed to locate some of the Dragon Balls, but we also learned that summoning the dragon is not quite as simple as we thought. We are still pursuing some of those Galactic Patrol fools to find out more information, but we are pretty close in succeeding, so do not worry, my lord.
Freeza, from what Boxer could hear, seemed pleased enough with this response and not suspicious. Zarbon bade him goodbye and took the scouter off, placing it back on the table. Well, they hadn't been betrayed. Not this time, though.
There. See? I dealt with it, like I said I would. However, if you do want to get the orbs before Freeza does, I would strongly suggest using my particular talents.
Dodoria chuckled.
You know, he will betray you on the first chance. Ignore that buffoon. I could fool Freeza into going to a certain spot with the other Dragon Balls, telling them that they have them in a certain spot, and that we have a Namekian ready to tell us the formula in which to summon said dragon. And then we'll provide a distraction, and someone can take it away.
Vegeta finished the sentence.
Precisely. I'm impressed, Vegeta. You gained a brain cell since we last met.
The prince punched Zarbon in the gut.
Antagonizing me won't help your cause, Prince.
Boxer thought about it. One wrong move, and they were all goners. But what other option did they have? But one important thing to remember here is that once they had Piccolo back, they would have an additional set of Dragon Balls back on Earth to use in case things here went south. So, they could take this risk. The longer they stalled anyway, the more they risked having Freeza run out of patience and run into them directly. Alright, Zarbon, Dodoria. You two will help us lure Freeza to the decoy spot. Myself and Vegeta will then try to get his attention. And the rest of the team will grab the Dragon Balls and summon the dragon themselves.
What a dashing plan. But let's give it some time. We don't want to make it sound too impulsive.
When Boxer shared his plans with the patrollers, they had their own set of concerns to share.
I'm not sure about that, Boxer. We have so many wonky alliances. First Vegeta, and now this.
Jaco was concerned.
I don't disagree with you, but what chances do we have if Freeza gets his wish?
And as such, our heroes decided to go with the plan. Although Long John, Chi-Chi and Tights were relegated to a different location, along with some of the Namekians. Meanwhile, Nail was to be the cooperating local, along with Zarbon and Dodoria. He was strong enough to take them down if the situation needed it, and they betrayed them. They all knew that they had to await Frieza's arrival first. He was surrounded by a group of troops when he arrived, but at the end of the day, this was all just window dressing. Those troops, according to Zarbon, had power levels that barely exceeded 2,000 at most. Even from far away though, Boxer could feel this power of Frieza's, and according to Vegeta and the others, he could transform as well. This could go badly, and as the exchange started, Vegeta and Boxer started creating an ambush, which had taken out most of the troops. Frieza wasn't furious though by the sudden loss of men. He was amused in fact. What kind of crazy fool was he? Amidst this situation, Nail, Boxer and Vegeta had to team up against First Form Frieza, and for a moment, they were doing well enough to even surprise Dodoria and Zarbon. They then joined the fight, but everyone was unsure on which side they really were on. Suddenly, Krillin, Mark and Jaco came out of hiding and grabbed the Dragon Balls. However, Frieza spotted them and shouted, "They're getting away! Catch them, you fools!" And so Dodoria and Zarbon responded, beginning their wild chase. Frieza was still unaware of those two playing for the other side, and the patrols and Krillin weren't really sure if they were acting or not, because Zarbon and Dodoria were very convincing when it came to their key attacks. If Jaco had anything to say, Dodoria and Zarbon probably weren't sure about it either. Maybe they were responding subconsciously to Frieza's thing after years of servitude? But at this point, the Saiyans and the Namekian were having their butts kicked. Frieza could have finished them off at any moment, but he himself decided to get into the chase. He decided to leave these fools half dead on the planet's surface. It wouldn't matter though, because he will end up being immortal soon enough, even if they got silly boosts in the meantime. Soon enough, the patrollers were cornered by Zarbon and Dodoria, and the fight almost started, but then they heard Frieza's yell. "I will deal with them personally. Fall back to the base, or I shall destroy you all." It seemed like the right and left hand were too scared, and they fell back. Mark and the rest were ready to receive the beating of their lives. But then, Frieza began to transform. He turned into Piano? Krillin was stunned. "Wait, you can do that?" Piano waved that question aside. "No time for that, you idiot! We need to summon the dragon! I think I understand how to do it, but the real Frieza is going to be here in any minute!" And as such, the summoning of Porunga started. And on their way back, a confused Zarbon and Dodoria came across a very angry Frieza. Meanwhile, Dende and Long John were able to find Boxer, Vegeta and Nail, all considerably wounded. A storm was about to unleash itself upon Namek very soon. And if you'd like to see us talk about potentially major Namekian discussions, do check out our playlist of various topics about this and many other Dragon Ball matters. Catch you later!